Oklahoma Board of Education also passed a laundry list of administrative rule changes today. One would have districts asking for a student's documentation and keeping track of how many could not provide proof of citizenship. 2 News Oklahoma Steph Manchin has been listening to protesters and board members at the meeting and explains how these new rules could play out.
In a unanimous decision, the Oklahoma State Board of Education passing a number of administrative rule changes for Oklahoma schools, one of which would hone in on a student's immigration status, asking districts to collect documents from a student and their parents and keep track of how many families were unable to provide those papers.
School should be for education, and now they're just afraid to go. Like, I have a little brother, and he already has asked me, why do people hate the color of his skin? He's 6 years old. He shouldn't know that.
Gabby Hernandez was one of about 100 protesters at the Capitol Tuesday morning. Signs reading things like, quote, families belong together, and, quote, we just want an education, littered the front lawn ahead of the board meeting. Hernandez and others demanding immigration officers be kept out of Oklahoma schools.
I have always felt that fear, not because I'm a U.S. citizen. It's not because I'm not from here. It's just the way that I look.
During the meeting, State Superintendent Ryan Walters responding to questions from his board on how information like this will be used.
You know, if they do mark that they're, not documented here, are they still allowed to attend school and get the same education as everyone else?
Correct. There's nothing in this rule that stops, a child from accessing a school, anything like that.
Will that information be shared with anyone to encourage them to come in and do a raid of some kind?
Walters was also asked if a family's information will be kept internally or shared to encourage something like a raid. The superintendent says he won't go out of his way to share that data, but would comply with any law enforcement inquiries and investigations. Now, it's important to note that these rules will not take immediate effect. They have to go through the legislature before heading to the governor's desk for final approval. Reporting in Oklahoma City, Steph Manchin, 2 News, Oklahoma.